Dense.
You're listening to Real Crime, the Movie Sleuth podcast.
And now is the time on Sprockets when we dance.
Dance.
Dance for me, monkey. Dance, monkey.
Dance, monkey, dance. So it's been a while.
It has been a while. It's been too long.
Yeah, it's been a month.
It feels
I
like
missed you
it's,
guys.
Yeah,
it
I
feels
missed
like
you
it's
too.
been a month.
Yeah.
It feels it.
It feels like it's been longer for me.
It's really fun. Well, because it's been longer for you. I mean, although I have to say that the last time we were really gung-ho going was at the con. So, I mean...
Yeah, so it wasn't... it was a month, but it wasn't a month.
Yeah.
You know, like the last show in the studio was a month ago, and then we had all the con stuff going like the week after that.
Yeah.
So
and holy crap, was that a lot of stuff going at that con.
There was a lot of stuff going.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've been so busy with life that I have not been able to post everything yet.
I was going to say, so everybody knows that all of the interviews have not been posted yet.
Really?
Like, we have more.
Yeah, there's a lot
I
more.
know I have at least 3 more that I shot.
Yep, I'm just gonna start rolling it out as I get more time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is, you know. It's a hobby. And we do the best we can when we can. So this is episode 117 of Real Crime.
Wow.
It's a lot of shows.
Man, that's a
of
lot.
shows. The numbers are climbing.
The numbers are getting higher and higher.
It's like we're legitimate.
Yeah. We're legit, y'all.
I mean, hey, we had Jay Towers as a guest on our podcast, so that makes us at least locally legit.
Yeah.
yeah, a little bit. And then we were on Fox that weekend too. So
We
that
were
was
on
cool.
Fox.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's something.
I never got a chance to
you never
scope
saw
that
it?
out though.
You
Yeah.
never saw it, so I'm the only one who saw it.
You're the only one who saw it. Do we look like a bunch of jackasses?
Well, you are a bunch of jackasses,
Yeah. Yes.
so you hit the nail
Perfect.
on the head. It was a little too on the nose.
So before we get into the show tonight, we're going to be talking about our favorite movie dads in celebration
Daddy.
of Father's Day.
Daddy, yes.
So spank me, Daddy.
I have to change my list if you're talking about that type of daddy. Sorry.
I have a totally different. I thought that was what we were doing. My list is
crap.
now out of shape.
Episode 117, The Crime Awakens.
Who's your daddy?
Nice. Want to mention our sponsors? We actually have a new sponsor.
What?
Yeah, Matador Martial Arts in St. Clair Shores. My good friend Rudy, who does all the toy stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we made a trade.
Okay, what's
we made
the
a trade
Trade.
for some toys.
Oh.
That Optimus Prime
Yeah.
and that Voltron.
Yeah.
I went to his yard sale.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, how much is this thing? He's like, it's like $125. Okay.
Which
Just said it's
Voltron
like-
is it? Is it the full?
It's the little one, the little cast
one.
iron
Okay.
and plastic
Yeah. Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, that I had when I was a kid. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
nostalgia there for me. So he was holding that for me, and then he had the original Generation 1 Optimus in really good shape.
Yeah, with the trailer, everything.
With the trailer and everything.
But does it have wheelie? Does it have the little...
It has everything.
Oh, really? It has the arm...
Everything.
Wow.
Everything. So I'm
I hate you.
I had some Star Wars figures, a bunch of stuff stacked, and I'm like, so how much? You know, give me a friendly discount. He's like, give me some sponsorship time on the podcast.
Oh, there
I'm
we
like-
go.
Yeah,
I'm like,
hey, that's a good
okay.
try.
All right.
There's
feel
a
like
lot
that
worse.
works out.
There's a lot of worse bargains you can make.
Yeah,
There is.
exactly.
There is.
Exactly.
Now, Rudy, if the next show, when I'm on and we plug the crap out of you, which we will, I want my deal now.
If you have the toy hookup, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I am also a toy geek. So
He's always got lots of good stuff. He does yard sales. Like
Okay.
he does it as like an actual yard sale, and he just puts all his toys out in the front yard, and you just go and pick through the stuff.
Because man, I'm looking at that old
Yeah.
80s
Yeah.
GI Joe stuff. So
Well, he used to have a store over on Harper, and it was actually called Mall of Justice, which
nice.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
that store
Yeah.
from... Yeah.
next to Little Caesars.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah,
He
great
owns-
guy.
He owns... What's the martial arts place called?
Matador
Matador.
Martial Arts.
Where's that?
I'm not sure.
We should probably find that out.
We
before
will.
the next show. so
I know he
we can
does it
plug
out
it
of St. Clair
properly.
Shores, though. So
I've been
also,
looking for some martial arts
yeah.
classes.
Yeah, he's really good at
What
it.
kind of
Yeah.
martial arts are you looking for?
I don't know. That's what I'm looking for. It's
The
you know,
martial kind.
Well, it's like I've always wanted to do the Jeet Kune Do.
Yeah.
Ooh, a little
Oh, yeah.
little Bruce Lee action.
Yeah, because of Bruce Lee.
I can lend you my copy
But-
of the Tao of Jeet Kune Do that
Yeah.
actually has a lot of the movements.
Nice.
I would love to read it. Yeah, that's
So-
something I've been into since.
I always thought the book was like that big whenever I'd see pictures of it.
Yeah.
That it was just like a normal paperback size.
Yeah.
It's like that big. It's this massive book, and all of the illustrations
cool.
are his.
Yeah,
Man.
Or his wife's. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
neato.
Okay, so also Sellerman's. Gotta check those guys out.
Sellerman's is still the best.
Yep. And then, of course, the Flint Institute of Arts.
My shanty out back is almost done being built.
It's true.
Moving on up from the
I
cot.
am.
Moving on up.
I have surpassed cot levels. I now have a shanty.
It was a
being
tent.
built. It was a tent briefly.
Maybe they'll give you a closet
Yeah.
inside.
they're
No,
definitely
I don't
gonna give
think
you a
so.
broom it's going to be a Harry
I think
Potter
they'd feel
situation.
uncomfortable about having the old fat guy living in the closet.
Why not? Free
Yeah.
security guard, right?
Yeah.
Security.
And
What
then,
am I going to do?
I'm on a podcast, sir.
Sir, I will ruin you for eternity for the 5,000 people that
For
listen
the
to
people
this.
who listen to this show, you're dead.
you're
Or
all
you could
dead
be
to
on the
me.
show.
I can get all Jeffrey Chaucer on his ass.
And last but not least, projectorscreen.com.
Oh,
Alrighty.
man, I spent way too much time on their website the last couple weeks.
That's true.
Yeah, they've got a lot of cool stuff on
They
there.
have a lot of cool stuff. It's just a little out of my price range
Yeah,
at the moment.
but remember, I can get that discount code from him, so let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we might need a projector screen for my movie night.
Very cool. All right, so in news this week, Don Cheadle has just joined the new science fiction drama Don't Look Deeper. Yeah. I really know nothing about it other than it's going to be on another streaming service that's coming
Yeah.
out.
Ah, so
Yeah.
you can't look
Another.
deeper into it.
Yeah, it's another new one. Yeah, so I can't look deeper into
Yeah,
it.
you can't look
Not
deeper
yet.
into the thing.
Pun fully intended.
Don't
Oh.
look deeper.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like they don't want you to.
That's that's a little too on the nose, I think.
That is the easiest setup and then like payoff ever.
Yeah. And then we always have Star Wars news. Yesterday it was announced that Jedi Fallen Order, the video game, is getting a comic book spin-off called Dark Temple, which is going to venture into the darkness of the Sith Temple.
Yeah. Having seen the trailers for
That's
that looks like the coolest thing I've seen.
That game looks ridiculously good.
Yeah.
I have
cannot
been
wait.
so hungry for Star Wars games. You just
So
I love
light.
them.
And then you heard the other Star Wars game that got
Yes.
announced.
Lego
Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, all 9 movies in one game.
Man.
Cannot
I
wait in
love-
those Lego games. I hate putting myself out there about this one. I'm addicted to Lego Star Wars.
Well, you're
or
talking
Lego
to
games.
another
The Lego
Lego
games
game
are
addict.
addicting.
They're
They are
amazing.
brilliant.
Yeah.
The Lego
they
Marvel
really are
games
cool.
are awesome.
I have all of them.
They're so
I'm addicted to all of them.
They're so good.
They're fun.
I mean, all the way back. Like, I strangely 100% did Pirates of the Caribbean.
I've
Lego.
not played that one. I like those movies. I just didn't.
Yeah, and the game was great. The
I
game
never
was great.
played those ones. I liked the Batman, Lego Batman.
Oh,
one.
fun too.
Oh yeah,
Or
all of
the
them.
Star Wars. Those are the first Lego ones, right?
Yeah, the Lego
Star
Star
Wars
Wars,
was
was
the-
I think
Yeah.
was the first.
Yeah.
Lego Star Wars was A1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that game was brilliant.
It really
Yeah.
was.
But
Yes.
it's so funny. Once they figured out that they could move the camera, the games got so much better.
Oh man.
Because you were stuck in that side scrolling,
That's- yeah.
3-dimensional side scrolling for that first Lego game. And your characters would get lost all the time. If you're playing with 2 people,
That
like
was-
you could only
Oh,
go.
I remember what you're talking about.
I
There's a
remember the
lot of
frustration.
games that they did that with when they first tried to do everyone on the same screen like that.
Yeah.
Oh, so bad. And
Man,
then they
that-
figured out that
They
they
improved
could
it.
split screen. If
That's bringing back childhood memories of just frustration playing.
All right,
boy.
you're getting
Okay.
off topic.
well,
So,
yeah.
in other news, Dennis Villeneuve is going to direct another Dune.
Yeah.
He's actually be doing a series for Warner Media.
Another streaming service.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're gonna. I'm actually waiting on that Warner Media because I don't think it's actually going to be a streaming service, a solo streaming service.
Okay.
I think it's going to end up being an add-on
To like Hulu or something like that.
to I can't remember who Warner Brothers is backing. It's not Hulu.
It's like the Turner thing.
It's the Turner one that Warner Brothers backing.
Yeah.
And because Disney basically owns Hulu now. So Disney Plus is going to become kind of an add-on for Hulu.
Okay.
ESPN Plus and every other Disney everything is going to also be add-ons for Hulu, as well as standalone things if you want them.
Yeah.
I think Warner Brothers is actually going to end up being another add-in.
Do you think they're going to bundle that with DC Universe and like the HBO stuff?
I think that's
should.
what they should do because DC Universe is flailing. They're not.
It's about to die.
It's about to die.
I actually
It's
canceled my account.
Yeah.
I've watched every movie and every series they have.
Really?
Like, okay, great. Thanks.
Right.
It's like
Then
how
what?
many original
Yeah.
stuff do they have on there? Like I know they have the whole DC archive, but is there new stuff?
Four shows. Four shows of original content. 3 fully original shows, and then season 3 of Young Justice animated. And at this point, they still only released the first half of the season. They haven't released the second half. And it's just like there's not enough content.
I don't I liked when it was the concept of it was all the comics, and that sounds great.
It sounded great, except for the way they executed it was that if characters were popular this quarter, they'd throw out 50 comics that you could read.
So it wasn't just by runs; it was single issues, or
yeah. So
that doesn't make sense.
Oh, it was obnoxious. Like if you want to read 1975 Shazam comic when they first brought him to DC.
Right.
If you want to read that, awesome. You can read issues 5, 32, 64.
It's random.
So they don't have like a run of anything. No. Okay, because I heard that they had like thousands of comics, and I'm thinking like, awesome. I'm gonna go and look at like All-Star Comics and read like those early.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And like I have longer runs of comics in my own collection.
Right.
That's insane.
And that's disappointing.
Wow. It was.
Because that was something
really
I thought would make it worth it, even though they didn't have that much programming.
That was my take on it, too.
Yeah.
Was that if they could nail down the comic half of it, it would make up for the lack of movie content.
But do you think that because the fact of it is, these are analog materials. Someone has to scan it, and digitize it, and put it in there.
Perfect job
one
for you.
by one. Yeah, they should hire me.
Yeah.
One by one, and there's a lot that goes into it. It's not quick, so it could be a matter of it's not there because it's not digital yet, and it's just going to take a while.
But here's the issue. So, okay, DC's late to the game doing it. Marvel Unlimited has been a digital service with Marvel Comics on it.
Yeah.
And I mean hundreds of thousands of Marvel Comics on it.
Yeah.
For 6 years now.
Yeah.
Or 5 years. And it's a streaming service. It's $10 a month. All you can read comics. And it's everything.
I thought that's 99%
what
the DC universe was going to be, and then you could have the whole library.
It really, that's what I wanted it to be.
TV. Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh wow, I'm going to get Marvel Universe plus the movies. This is going to be great. And I ended up getting a quarter of Marvel Universe and half the movies.
So basically, they short sold everybody.
Bummer.
They did. I mean, they didn't even bother getting the rights for Swamp Thing, the movie. They got the return of Swamp Thing.
Right.
Because we all wanted Heather Locklear Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
For that to be the one that we can watch. Like, it was just terribly done.
It seems like they jumped the gun. They should have waited and tried to get rights to more movies and digitized.
Done it all at once.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that they did great, and I have to give them credit for this, they got Shazam, the 1970s TV series, and did a full 4K remaster on it that is absolutely gorgeous. And it's only available on the streaming service for now. Now that the streaming service is about to go under, it's probably going to come out on 4K. So everybody keep your eyes out for that.
So last little bit of news that we announced yesterday, Dark Crystal, The Age of Resistance is actually getting a video game for the Nintendo Switch.
Cool.
Which would be kind of cool.
I'd be excited if I owned a Switch or was
I
ever
have a
gonna
Switch
buy
and I
one.
never use it.
Exactly.
So, all right, that's news for this week. In new releases, we've got Men in Black International, which nobody is excited for.
Yeah.
I was kind of down for it because I loved the two main stars.
Yeah.
And then everything I'm reading about it now, I'm like,
Even the
It's a
previews
CG
look like
it's
shit.
a CG overload.
Yeah, it's part of it. Like now, movies just kind of have that all like samey. Gloss.
Was there a spider?
A tiny little spider was
Little
trying to
white,
say hi to me.
Little white thing was coming
Yeah.
down to
Just
visit.
pet him.
No, I love spiders. It could have hung out with me.
Well, that's why I just kind of got his put him on the floor.
Yeah. He'll be back.
The new iteration of Shaft comes out this week, which nobody is excited for.
I'm kind of looking
dead
forward
excited
to it.
for that.
Yeah.
I'm
movie.
kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I love Sam
having
Jackson.
the whole and having Richard Roundtree. That's
Yeah.
just exciting to see
That's
him
cool.
as Shaft.
I mean, that's it's his third go around to Shaft because he was in the remake with Samuel L.
That's right.
Jackson,
Yeah,
and he was actually John Shaft. He was the original, and they even said he was the original Private Dick. So, yeah. And this one, I mean, come on, what is not to love about that movie? It's going to be
They
so
haven't
fun.
promoted it very well. There hasn't been much about
I
it.
haven't. This is the first I've heard of it.
Because-
This is something I'd be interested in seeing.
and it's
so
about
I'm
John
bummed out.
Shaft. It's about
It's
Shaft's.
it's his grandson, I think.
It's about about Samuel L. Jackson's son being the new Shaft, and he's just not good at it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so it's kind of a formative Shaft.
3 generations.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
3 generations of Shaft.
Although it does that thing that like sequels do that's super frustrating to me, where they just have it be the title of the thing, where it's like Rambo 4 is just Rambo, and that is the most frustrating thing.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
can't really tell them apart.
Well, you know what the bitch is that we have Shaft. Shaft goes to Africa. Shaft and Shaft.
It's just Shaft.
Somebody got the shaft.
That is
Imagine if
all.
Star
That
Wars
is
did
all
that.
4 movies.
Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, I hate it when I actually have to tell friends, like, I'm like, let's watch Shaft, and they're like, which one? And I'm like, Shaft.
All right. And then last in new releases this week is the new Jim Jarmusch movie, The Dead Don't Die.
I'm excited to see it, but I've read middling things about it.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
hearing
good.
it's just very average. It's
Yeah.
like he's lost.
I'm a
his
Jarmusch
touch.
fan.
Dead Man is awesome.
I'm gonna say
Dead
I
Man's
haven't loved one of his movies since Dead Man.
Yeah.
Before that, I liked a lot of his stuff, but Dead Man was
Yeah.
perfect.
All right. Let's move on because we're almost 20 minutes in already. Suggested viewing this week for me, everybody's talking about this. Chernobyl on HBO is absolutely fabulous. If you want to vomit while you're watching something, definitely watch this movie or this series. If you want to cry, watch the series.
If you want to be horrified, watch this show.
Yeah, it's total indictment of how bad government runs the show and how terrible people make terrible things happen. It's hard to watch.
Yeah,
Like very hard.
this is why I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't like the deeply disturbing.
I don't mind the deeply disturbing. It's kind of deeply disturbing enough out there right now.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
how I feel too.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I saw the Michael Palin thing forever ago. I think it was him, where he like a documentary about Chernobyl. I saw enough. I don't need to watch the show.
Yeah, that was pretty depressing.
Yeah.
Like every time I see a Chernobyl documentary, it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
That's
sad.
I don't usually like shy away from things, but because
That's
I
one
like
of 'em.
I like disturbing.
This was a hard one.
I like disturbing stuff, but I guess I like more fantasy disturbing. Than
All right, Trevor, what's your spit it out?
All right, so I got a weird one. I'm doing an audiobook series. Well, it's also paperbacks, but it's called the Star Wars Aftermath trilogy, and it actually takes place in between Jedi and Force Awakens, and it's about a group of like 5 different people that go and are kind of bounty hunters, but they're working with the New Republic, and it actually, not to give away too much, it actually culminates with the battle over Jakku that ends with all of those Star Destroyers and everything that she's out there scavenging in the beginning of the movie. It ends with the battle that actually brings them all down.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's got Leia, it's got Han, it's got Chewie, and no Luke. They actually made a point of not having Luke in it.
Which is good.
Yeah.
And it is an excellent trilogy. Excellent. I was really surprised. It's as good as the old books. It's as good as that like old Thrawn trilogy.
Yeah.
And it actually leads into the new Thrawn trilogy that they have starting now. Book 2 for the Thrawn trilogy, for the new Thrawn trilogy, just came out. He's now officially canon and part of the Star Wars universe.
Nice.
Awesome.
Again.
So they brought him back.
Yeah.
All right, Mara, what do you got?
My suggested viewing this week is Dead to Me, the show on Netflix.
So good.
They just announced the second season, which I'm very happy about.
So good.
Christina Applegate and I can't think of the other woman's name in it. They are just like so likable. I haven't seen a show I've liked this much and felt so emotionally like attached to in a really long time.
Sweet.
And it ended on this like cliffhanger, and I just can't wait for a second season. It's this combination of like buddy comedy, and where you watch these two kind of, I guess, almost odd couple type ladies kind of, you know, strike up this like really intimate friendship, but at the same time it's like this suspense story about who I don't want to give too much away, but it's every
I've been
episode,
hearing nothing but good things.
Every
Exactly.
episode is like your stomach is in a knot, like what? I can't, like as things unfold, you're like, what is she doing? Why are they gonna find out? Like, and just the climax, just so worth it. Watch that one.
All right.
All right, Liam, you're in the hot seat.
It is the hot seat. My suggested viewing this week is another HBO show. It's Barry. Bill Hader writes, directs, and stars in it, and
God, that
he's
show's
awesome.
funny.
So.
it is the most bonkers, insane show I've seen. He is a hitman who is trying to become an actor, and it's just amazing. And some of the action sequences and things are some of the best I've seen in film or television in a while. Bill Hader is a madman. He's not like to do all of this acting and all of that and write it and direct it. That's talent, and you should just watch this. There's 2 seasons.
Henry
and they're
Winkler, it might be the best thing he's ever done.
He
is
so great.
good in that show.
I guess we're
This
watching
is all
this
you
now.
need to say. It's like all you need to say. I want to watch it.
Henry Winkler as the acting coach.
He like
he's
can't
great.
do anything wrong, so I already
yeah.
know it's amazing.
He's just that guy.
Yeah.
He is, and in this show, he is that guy. You'll love it, I promise. Liam could not be more right.
All right, so we ready to get into this topic finally?
Yes, Daddy.
Yes, Dad. Damn you!
Great minds.
Liam seeks daddy.
All
right.
right. Is that going to be
Seeking
Is that going to be the
arrangements.
Is that going to be the description?
That'll be the name of the episode.
Oh man, go for it. You could do that.
Liam seeking daddy?
Liam's connection.
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna kick it off with one of my favorite movie dads, and I think you guys will all agree with me. Probably one of the best dads and one of the most focused and charismatic dads ever in any movie we've ever seen. Lawrence Fishburne as Furious Styles in Boys in the Hood.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
He is the definition
that
of
is what a dad should be.
father in that movie. Yeah, he wasn't always around for his son's young part of his life, but he is around for the older part of his life, and he is doing his damnedest to fight against the gang mentality, to teach his son to be like an upright, nice, honest person, and to get out of that lifestyle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's just one of those dads that always, like, you watch that movie and you're just like, oh my God.
It's even better because he's not just the dad for him. He's the dad for an entire area.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, him fighting against liquor stores, fighting against non-black owned businesses, all of that in a movie in
The
mid
90s.
'90s. I mean, it was ahead of its time, and rest his soul, John Singleton's masterpiece.
Yeah.
It really is. It's amazing to see that movie now and go, wow, there's stuff in here that even now is kind of radical.
That movie still is a gut punch anytime I watch it.
Well, and it holds up because that whole thing still exists out there. It's not quite as bad, I don't think, but you still have all the gang stuff going on. And I just love the way that he's trying to steer his son out of it. Mm-hmm. Like, no, you have to be on the straight and narrow. You're a shithead. You're a piece of work. All your friends are gonna die. We need to get you out of this. And he does anything and everything he can to save him. And I think it's a wonderful representation of what a dad should be.
Absolutely.
Shape your son. Don't make him be a mirror image of yourself, but shape him to be just a good person. And I think that movie kind of transcends that theme. So, I had to throw the big one out there. Right
You had to throw the best dad. Top 2 best dads of all time. I'm about to throw out top 1. Atticus Finch.
Oh my gosh.
You can't beat Atticus Finch ever. He is the quintessential I wish he was my dad. Like ever. In literature, in film, Atticus Finch is it.
That's true. That is one of my favorite performances ever. I mean, Gregory Peck as Atticus. You can't ask for anything better.
And you can't watch it without choking up when he's explaining
what
things.
What movie are you talking about?
You've mentioned Kill a Mockingbird.
Okay.
To Kill.
Just for the people who may not know.
True.
Yeah, because some people are not as educated as us.
Yeah.
I'm
we have to talk down to some people. Let them know titles of movies sometimes.
Talk down to you.
Yeah, you guys you want to know what titles of movie are? You scum.
Google it, bitch.
Yeah. You got IMDb. We're here to do your emotional movie searching labor.
Rule 1 for the podcast: open up your IMDb app.
Yeah.
You're gonna need it.
Rule 1 for the podcast is just insult the audience.
We are not going to help you on any level.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. That's another one of those, very strong moral character. I guess in the follow-up book that was out a few years ago, they tried to paint him.
Don't read it.
Yeah.
Don't read it.
They ruined it.
I heard that.
It's horrible.
They ruined it. It's terrible.
They changed him into a racist.
He's a horrible racist.
Yeah.
Everything
and it makes no sense.
Well, she changed him into a horrible racist.
She did. And
she did write the book.
She did write the book, and
what she wanted the character to become.
I can respect authorial intent, but that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason she didn't publish it, and there's a reason why when she took it to the publishers, they were like, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
That is what you call character assassination.
It is. And like I said, even her publisher wasn't interested in it.
Yeah. You can.
Until she did.
The publisher was like, "Yeah, we'll hold on to this. Yeah.
We'll just put this in a box somewhere."
Yeah, they just set it.
We're gonna put this in. We're gonna put this in the deepest, darkest vault.
It's like the Raiders of the Lost
absolutely.
Ark when you just hear the music.
Absolutely, they opened it up, and everybody in the room when they opened it up melted.
People's eyes are exploding. That's the true story.
All right, Miss Mara, you have the floor.
Well, coming from those two extraordinary men, I'm gonna talk about my favorite movie dad, who's spanned what, like 4 movies, and that's gonna be Clark Griswold from The Vacation.
The best intentioned dad in history.
He is. He's got great intentions. He's a very flawed man, and I think sometimes his motivation is a little selfish, but he means well.
See, I don't think I've ever viewed him as selfish. I think I viewed him as this guy that so desperately wants to make his family happy that he will do anything to do it. that very little of it, I think, is about him.
Especially in Christmas Vacation.
I disagree because I think that his need for wanting everything to go a certain way is pretty selfish because he's not really taking into consideration anything his family ever wants. He just wants them to conform to what he wants them to be. And he thinks that that's going to make them happy. Like, he knows the best because he's the dad, but he doesn't because no one is
No one knows that.
You know, but he, like, means really well, and he's, like, trying to, like, be that man. But, like...
But, see, I don't know if I can consider that selfish. I just consider it misguided.
Okay, fair enough. I mean? That's your opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's selfish. But anyway, he, like I said, he loves his family, but, like, his motivations, in my opinion, are kind of selfish. But I don't think that makes him a bad guy or anything. He's very lovable. And in the end, everyone, ends up kind of looking up to him, even though he is a buffoon.
Yeah.
He is a total buffoon.
Yeah.
I mean, he's no Cousin Eddie.
No, and then to, like, see him kind of compared to that is kind of like...
It is a kind of drastic thing.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a Vacation reboot where they bring back Randy Quaid.
Yeah.
But not just him in, like, the full beard.
He's great as that guy, too.
I love
he shows up, man.
Yeah. But now he's just going to, like, show up on set and just ramble like a crazy person.
Just put the camera on him and
mostly because he's now a crazy person.
That's true, yeah.
I didn't know that, but whatever.
Yeah, he has become Cousin Eddie. He is crazy.
He's hiding out in Canada because he's wanted here.
Yeah. For what?
He was squatting in his old house in L.A. for like 3 years.
That's awesome.
And just shooting like weird videos with his wife.
That's awesome.
He's an inspiration.
Filming like sex videos and stuff and like posting them online. It was like weird stuff.
It's
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat, man.
As long as everyone's consenting, I'm all for it.
But
who's your daddy?
Right? Every time we travel with the kids, they don't get it, but we're driving somewhere. I was like, Big Ben. Parliament. Look, it's Big Ben. Parliament.
That's when you start singing Jimmy Crack Corn.
Yeah. Where's Aunt Edna?
Oh, God.
What was the dog? Where's Snots? No, not Snots. What was the dog in the first one?
I can't remember.
I can't remember its
name either. That one broke.
I think the Christmas movie Vacation is probably my favorite one out of all of them, honestly. Mm-hmm. And I especially love that the woman who played Betty Boop was in the movie as the grandma.
I know, and she's the one who sings the national anthem at the end.
Yeah, she does. She does.
I love that.
Yeah, she's just like, everyone's just like high emotions and she just goes into it.
Yep. I love Christmas Vacation. Yeah. I the most recent time I watched it, I like didn't feel for the yuppie couple next door at all.
No, you don't at all.
No, they're just horrible people.
But it's funny.
It's amazing to watch them.
It's like
the only thing I felt sorry for was their Bang Olufsen stereo.
That's true.
Yeah. And Juliette Louis-Dreyfus plays her, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and it's just a little bit part, but she just like, she steals the show. She's awesome.
She always
knocks out Todd.
So great.
When she knocks out Todd.
Just the way she delivers it is great.
And then I love what happened to you? And then she just knocks him the fuck out.
Yeah, her rage is like so good.
It's just there's a lot of great physical comedy.
Forgive the F word.
Oh yeah, Facebook, if you're listening, we don't like to fucking swear.
Yeah, they are listening now.
We really do
listen.
All right, Liam.
Facebook's our daddy, and he says no swearing.
I love you, Zucky Daddy. Oh man.
Searching for Zucky.
Searching for Zucky should be the name of this episode. My movie dad is from Jaws. It's Chief Brody.
Hell yeah.
I think he's a great dad.
That's some bad hat.
He is a dad of the whole community because everyone in that town is a moron except him.
Yeah.
Especially
if you are that dedicated.
Especially if you read the book.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh.
But if you are that dedicated to protect your family that you're going to go out and kill a shark, you deserve at least a nice Father's Day.
Yes.
Or a World's Greatest Dad mug.
A nice tie.
He comes back. I killed the shark, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
I would watch that sequel.
I would too.
They should let me write the Jaws sequel. This is my pitch. Steven, if you're listening.
We want to reboot
it. No reboot for sharks.
No reboot for sharks.
There's no sharks in it.
No Chief sharks. Brody.
It's Chief Brody, but it's like a mannequin doll.
But like literally, I mean, he went to battle with the shark like twice.
He was ready to go.
It wasn't even just the one time.
Yeah, these sharks just keep coming back.
These sharks keep coming back to this community.
Ask Mario Van Peebles. He knows all about the last time.
I did.
I know.
Okay.
I had to bring that up. Sorry.
Are we done with Cheap Brody now?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one I'm going to pick is going to be Steve Martin. But this is kind of a dual-tiered one because he kind of played the same character in a couple movies. He played Gil in Parenthood,
I love Parenthood,
which was a really tough role because there was a lot of crazy family stuff going on in that movie, like with his brother and his son and Keanu.
I always think of that scene with Keanu where he's like, something like it's talking about how anybody can be a father, but no one can be a dad.
Yes,
and that line hits like a train. That's a great.
That movie is brilliant.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, the supporting cast alone makes that movie brilliant. I mean, the last time Tom Hulse was an important actor.
Yeah, which is really weird because he's such a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
It's really just kind of sad because I think he kind of went off the deep end into like drugs and alcohol.
I think so. Yeah.
But
I haven't heard of him since then.
He's done a couple things since then, but he went from Amadeus, didn't really do much after that, and then
Parenthood.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, he was also in. I mean, he went from Animal House to Amadeus to Parenthood, and then vanished. And he's great in all of them.
Steve Martin, he has that just feel of like the nice everyman. And then when you put him in a role of a dad, like in Parenthood, and then the other one I was going to mention was, of course, Father of the Bride, when he played George Banks. He's just a great dad. And like his persona and the way he talks and his patience and all of that, it just all fits into the construct of being like a nice, patient father who is just into guiding his children on, I hate to say it, like the path of righteousness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's the right term for it.
I think so.
Yeah. So, I mean, Steve Martin is a great actor all around. Comedic, dramatic, whatever he's doing, he's awesome. But like watching him play that family type role, I thought was just really cool because it's a breakaway.
It really plays to his strengths. There is a lot of, in his comedy, there's a lot of suppressed rage. And when you're a parent, I'm going to go out on a limb and probably say, you got suppressed rage about things.
Yeah.
And it is like, teensy. Just
a little bit.
Just a little bit. And
I might still be holding some of it in.
Hey.
Maybe.
You never know. But it's the minutia of how he does it, and he always plays it. It feels so real. Even in the most outlandish stuff he does, there's still an element of humanity. And a lot of acting, some people just, when they play dads in movies, they're like, hello, son? Yes, don't do that. And for Steve Martin, he feels like an actual person. And I always appreciated that about Parenthood and Father of the Bride.
And I think, again, with Steve Martin, that just comes across in general. In real life, he just seems like that guy that you could approach and talk to and hang out with. Yeah. So for him to do this, I'm done.
I'm going to go with one of the worst movie dads of all time now.
Okay.
Darth Vader.
Ooh. I had him on my list, too.
I was thinking the same thing.
He's a bad daddy.
He's slightly flawed.
Slightly flawed. He's slightly flawed.
He's flawed.
He's trying.
Toxic.
He's trying.
He's trying to reconnect with his son by slicing his hand off.
He is.
Yeah, you ever get mad at your kid? Yeah, he's mouthing off, joining a rebellion.
Cut off his hand.
Yeah, cut off his hand.
Why
Show
are
his
you?
boss. I mean, your kid.
You gotta
your
go
life?
clean your room. I'll never join you. All right, that's it. You're
I
grounded.
like where Mara was going.
What?
Yours was funnier than ours.
It's way funnier.
What? What did I say?
Great.
You want to
No,
control him, slice off his hand.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you want to let your kid control your life? Don't do it.
Yeah.
Slice that hand off.
You're giving an instructional video on parenting punishments.
The
Yeah.
Emperor gave him a parenting book. Lord Vader, you must discipline your son. You have to chop off his head.
How to Sith your child.
How to Sith your child.
Darth Plagueis raised you well.
That would be a good book. How to Sith your child.
Sith your child.
How to raise a future school
The
shooter.
Mommy, Daddy, the dark side in you.
Oh, but
the
mommy
Kylo-
died.
That's the Kylo Ren
She
reading
lost
book.
the will to live.
That still makes me mad.
You did that way too well.
Oh yeah,
That
because
was-
me and my buddy Tom, we always joke around about that.
that was creepy.
Yeah.
But when it was both of you, it actually was the perfect pitch and everything.
Yeah, that was a little eerie.
Yeah.
That was wrong. Don't ever do that.
Thanks,
again.
Daddy.
You're
You're
welcome,
welcome.
Daddy.
I'm so confused. Who's the dad here?
I guess
Me?
I
Yeah, I
am.
don't know. Yeah.
I mean, you are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mine's the oldest.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I guess
Yeah, my kid doesn't talk to me.
you don't know him.
Yeah, he's from Canada.
I don't know him yet.
He's from Canada.
He's from the future.
Marty?
Marty.
All right, go on about Darth Vader.
I got
shit.
nothing else for Darth. Go to the next person.
All right, Mara, it's all you.
Okay, let's see from my list here.
Yeah.
I got you know what? I can't think of the guy's name now. Young from Blow. Johnny Depp.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray
ridiculous.
Liotta.
Yeah.
No, well,
No,
that's
Johnny-
Johnny Depp himself.
Oh, gotcha.
Because the thing that always just guts me about that movie is the idea that he has that daughter and he thinks that he's gonna, be there for her and be in her life, and he is not. And then he has his little sad hallucination there at the end where he thinks that she comes and visits him, and he's just babbling to himself. And
Yeah, like I think that he wanted to be a good dad.
Yeah.
I just think he didn't know how.
I think
No.
that was his
No, he was just
motivation.
trapped in a. Yeah, I always liked that part of the movie.
I
So
do
many
too.
drugs movies are just I want to get money. I gotta there's no. With him, it's I have this kid, man. Mm-hmm. And you make sacrifices.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was like almost like he was like almost seemed like he was addicted to not like the drug, but of getting the drug and moving it on. Like the idea of having a job, and it's like even that when they set him up, he's like, "Oh, we're back in it, we're doing it. It's like we're
Right.
young guys again," and that movie just gets me.
Yeah.
That's a
That
good
movie
one.
is brutal.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's one of Johnny Depp's last
Great one.
Great
I think
roles.
so too.
I
One of
think
his
so.
last great roles, and
Yeah.
Paul Rubens is
Oh
great.
man,
in it,
yeah.
too.
I love how sleazy he is in
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
good.
It's so great.
He plays that so good.
Liam.
Okay, so
it's all you
I'm
again.
thinking of a surrogate dad here.
Okay.
In Boogie Nights, Burt Reynolds, because he is kind of a surrogate dad to Dirk Diggler.
Mm-hmm.
And the conflict of Boogie Nights, outside of, cocaine is bad and he's, struggling with addiction, is really Mark Wahlberg is looking for a family because his birth parents are kind of terrible human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he finds that father and that family in those porn people. And it's a really interesting movie about family because when the
Agreed.
first
I
time
think
you
so,
watch
yeah.
it, you're like, oh, this is a movie about porn. It's
No.
about porn, but it's not.
You're right.
And I always appreciated that aspect of it the most. I think that's what kind of elevates it.
It's a wonderful movie.
Yeah, it is.
And it's really, Burt Reynolds' last hurrah. I mean, because he did that, and we thought he was going to get a big comeback out of that movie, but it never happened.
I'm so
You know what's
bummed that we
funny
didn't
is
get the
that
Tarantino.
I actually
Reynolds.
think he did better movies afterwards.
You think so?
I do, and they just got no press. He did like Mystery Alaska. He was amazing.
Yeah.
In Mystery Alaska, he did like 3 or 4 movies that were really small indie films, and he was excellent in them. And yeah, he got no credit.
But Boogie Nights,
Good.
I've seen that movie so many times.
I think I've only seen it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've probably seen it 40 or 50. Easily.
It's got to be at least 10 or so.
You know,
I got to rewatch it. I
on
love
Mother's
that movie
Day, we
too
should have
much.
mentioned Julianne Moore.
She's a great mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to be your mom.
That scene breaks
Yeah.
my heart
It does.
every time I watch it.
That's very heartbreaking.
It broke my heart, and it was also really uncomfortable to me.
It's the second
Yeah.
half of that movie is the most deeply uncomfortable part. Like the scene I skip over is the part when Roller Girl is like they're picking up people. They have that shitty VHS cam and they're in a limo. Oh my god, that is the most. Ugh. It's so
gritty.
skeevy and gross.
And they
you
pick up
just
the dude, and
wanna-
he's like, "Oh, I know you."
Yeah, he's like, I know you. You're from high school. And
Yep.
it's like, ugh.
Yeah. And when you said that with Roller Girl, I was like, in the limo part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started getting into AIDS territory there, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Always wear protection.
Always. This podcast is sponsored by Trojan.
I just got an idea for another podcast. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. All right.
Great performances in that movie by everyone, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great performance. That's what makes it, I think, so emotional and like what hits you is
That was when we all went, holy shit, Mark Wahlberg's not just a
Right?
shitty rapper.
Yeah.
you're like, he can do more than just drop his pants.
And he can
Yeah.
also sing.
Damn.
And he can also drop his pants.
You've got the touch.
Yeah.
You got the touch.
Well, it's really funny to me because he kind of like you say he's a rapper, but I kind of feel like he was actually more popular for dropping his pants.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's like then
absolutely.
and then it was
The
kind of
Calvin
like
Klein
the
commercials?
art
Yeah.
kind of imitates reality and like blows it out of proportion.
It's
and
because of him
it makes
that
it-
we have
yeah.
boxer briefs.
Yeah.
so we could look at him in boxer briefs.
Yeah.
They made him.
He was the model for boxer briefs when they came out.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mark Wahlberg.
Thank you, Mark.
And
Thank you for the awesome image, Mark.
Thank you.
It was Calvin Klein, right?
Yep.
Of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
Yep.
So it's just funny to me that it's like, you know, I'm sure that for him personally, it was kind of cathartic to kind of take that image of himself and
Turn it
exaggerate it into
Yeah.
into that, you know.
I think that plays within the movie. We know he's like a model, notorious, and that plays into what works about the movie.
And
Yeah.
he does, I guess, challenge us in what we think about that because he does do a really good job.
All right. The next one I'm going to mention is probably another one of the greatest movie dads of all time. Very flawed relationship, but Sean Connery in Indiana Jones and the Last
Yeah,
Crusade.
Yes.
that was on my list too.
Junior.
Junior, we named the dog Indiana.
Yeah, the dog's name. Yeah, I love that.
Let it go.
Love
Indiana.
him.
I just love
Let it
the
go.
reveal of Sean Connery. Like, he's going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
But then when he finally shows up, it's just like this relationship. They're both like battling old women. They're both really just kind of cranky with
Fortunately,
each
not
other.
literally.
Right. But that
That's
Yeah, as far as Sean
relationship,
Connery goes,
That's the
who
next
knows?
one.
it's just so funny because they're so ornery with each other in that movie, but it's such a father-son relationship. They're literally a mirror image of each other. They both want the exact same things.
They
you
both
know?
slept with Elsa.
They both slept with Elsa. I would too.
Yeah.
I-
Well, I don't know. She's a Nazi. So you got to...
Yeah, I'd
That
probably
show-
punch her then.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to stay out of this part of this discussion
Some people have.
entirely.
Never mind. I won't talk about
Great
it.
plan.
Never mind.
Always punch a
get into
Nazi.
that.
No, I would never
Sponsored-
punch a woman.
Sponsored by Nazi punching. No
Oh.
punching women.
Yay. Anyways, but yeah, so that relationship between those two. Trevor.
Yeah, I gotta keep my mouth.
All right, no more about Nazis. I did not see that
You
coming.
did not see that coming. Oh, man.
All right, we're way off the rails now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sean Connery in The Last Crusade, I just think the relationship between those two is really cool.
You can't really like imagine anyone else being Indiana Jones' dad too, other than James Bond. Like it has to be him.
Yeah,
it's so great. I always love that set piece when they're just turning around in the thing. I think that's the funniest. Just so great.
Oh, I got to rewatch that one.
It's a great movie.
I love it.
A lot of people don't like that one.
I was shocked when I found out that people don't like that one. That's my favorite.
I like every Indiana Jones movie, and I'm shocked people don't like Crystal Skull. So
I love Crystal Skull.
Okay.
I love the Crystal Skull.
Thank you.
I love Crystal Skull.
Here's the thing, and I don't want to go.
I'm not a fan of the nuking the fridge. Other than that,
I even have an argument for that. I won't get into it
It would
now.
be lead lined back then, so it wouldn't. The radiation part would be fine.
I will get straight to the point with this because I don't want to get too far into the weeds. Scott Lambert, he always says that. So the thing about the Crystal Skull is that it's the same as the other Indiana Jones movies. Mm-hmm. They all have some supernatural element.
Exactly.
The Ark is supernatural. The Temple of Doom, you're ripping hearts out of people's chests and they're still alive.
Thank you.
That's supernatural. And then in The Last Crusade, you're drinking from a golden chalice that is going to give you...
It has the blood of Christ in it.
Right. So now we're concerned about aliens.
Yeah.
Like, that was the next step.
Well, the thing
I'm not going to tell you my theory on that because it will offend about a quarter of our audience.
We need to do an Indiana Jones show is what we
do.
need to do.
Yes, we
do. And as long as I have permission to offend a quarter of our audience.
That's okay. That's fine.
Go for it.
But, Crystal Skull, the only thing I didn't like was the...
Jesus real, aliens not.
The throwing in the CGI gophers at the beginning and the monkeys. Those are the only two things I really have a problem with.
The CG is kind of rough, but other than that, it's still Indiana Jones.
It was top notch
at the time, of course.
When it came out.
At the time, right?
If you have a problem with Indiana Jones surviving a nuclear blast in a refrigerator, then tell me why you don't have a problem with Indiana Jones jumping out of an airplane with a little boy and a woman in a raft that expands middle of air, lands on a mountain, goes off the cliff, goes down into a river, and we come out without one bruise or broken limb, and nobody flew out of the boat.
Yeah, and I can tell you why.
But everybody hates Temple of Doom.
I can tell you why.
See, I don't.
I don't hate it.
I think Temple of Doom is actually the best out of all four Indiana Jones.
Everyone saw the first movie when they were 10, and then they didn't see Crystal Skull until they were in their 20s.
That's exactly what it is. It is a movie for younger people. And when people saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, they saw it as a kid. It's the same with Star Wars. People are adding real world logic to movies that take place far away.
Yeah, and it's something that you started to watch when you were a kid and you didn't think about those things, and then as an adult they give you a new iteration and you're like, wait.
When you're younger, suspension of disbelief is much easier. Of
course, yeah.
Me, I want to go to an Indiana Jones movie to have fun.
Me too.
All right, Mara.
Actually,
you're good? Okay.
All right. And Mara's going to love this one. Okay. Mara specifically will love this one.
I better.
Wilbur Turnblad.
Oh, yeah.
He is such an awesome dad.
He is.
Nobody? Hairspray?
Anyone?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I had to think about it.
Jerry Stiller or Christopher Walken, depending on which one you want to go with.
He's a cream puff.
He is such a sweet, loving dad that is willing to do anything for his little girl, and he adores her to the moon. He is just such a great character. How can you not love him? Mm-hmm. You know?
He is. He even, like, you know, when the mom's against her and she's, you know, doesn't want her on, eating food, he's like, no, she's beautiful the way she is. And then when she wants to go on the non-segregated show, he even stands up for that.
He was progressive. He was cool.
Yeah.
And he was about 30 years ahead of his time.
Yeah. He was
easily.
You know,
he owned the joke or the.
He owns the joke shop.
And he had a watch in his ass the entire time.
That's every time. Every time I'm here and we talk about Christopher Walken, it's that watch up the ass. Every time.
Did anybody see my post today, by the way?
I did not.
Which one?
Because Christopher Walken is 31 years older than me. I challenged him to a dance-off.
I'm ready to see that. Christopher Walken, if you're listening, please come to this podcast.
If you're listening, I'd love to fight you. on the dance floor. It'd be fun. Popcorn.
I'll judge.
Mara is judging the dance off.
Yes.
Absolutely, and I will let her win.
I'll let him win.
I'll let him win.
How big of you?
I am big.
All right, Mara.
All right, I'm gonna go with a bad daddy.
Oh,
The baddest one.
oh,
I got a few bad baddies on my list, but I'm gonna go with Jack Torrance,
oh.
our poster boy.
Yeah.
He, I want to say the guy tried, but I don't know that he did. I mean, in the book.
Yeah.
Oh.
In the movie,
But-
he's just full tilt crazy.
Yeah, he is. He is.
He is full tilt boogie. Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Like, I think he went up there deliberately to go get
It
crazy.
certainly seems like it. He's just kind of like, I'm already kind of
Yeah,
on my
like-
last nerve with my kid and my annoying wife. And
They're like, the last time they went crazy and he killed his family. He's like, oh, that never occurred to me. Thanks for the great advice.
Thanks for the advice, pot shot.
Let me get right on that.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
It wasn't even like a
He has
day.
issues.
It wasn't even like a day. He was just like, I messed up the manuscript. Time to get the axe. I gotta go kill Red. What's his name? I can't remember that actor's name.
Scatman Crothers.
Scatman
Scatman
Crothers.
Crothers.
Yep.
It's a
Come
great
on.
name. I know.
Come on. He's one of... Oh.
Yeah.
So great.
yeah. So not much to say about him other than like you don't want him to be your dad.
No.
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 I'm perfectly fine with him not being my dad.
No.
Although I cannot wait for Dr. Sleep because Jack Torrance comes back in that book.
Does he really?
I
I
know.
have that book and I have not. I bought it right when it came out and I haven't read it yet.
He's interesting in it.
But I got to read it before the movie comes
He's
out.
cool.
Yeah.
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 Be pretty cool if they get Jack Nicholson to come back.
Yeah.
And that would be interesting. I know.
It would
they,
be.
they might be able to, but
I mean, with the de-aging process.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
anything
mean, look what
is
they did to
possible.
Samuel Jackson for
Oh man.
for Captain Marvel.
That looked
Holy
killer.
Crap!
Yeah.
Holy crap! Like
Wow.
it looked like Sam Jackson circa 1994.
Easily.
Crazy.
Easily.
That they could do that now. That's so crazy.
It's so cool.
All right, Liam.
All right, I'm thinking of another supportive dad, and this is a recent one. I'm thinking of Miles' dad in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
I loved this movie,
Yes.
and he was the perfect dad because he just wants to help his son.
Yep.
And the problem he has is that he's not good at expressing it.
Yep.
You know, he comes from a place where masculinity is, you got to be hard, you got to be tough. And he wants to. He wants to have that relationship with his son, and his son wants that, but he just doesn't know how. And it's a beautiful arc in an already great movie.
That
and
movie is probably the best Spider-Man movie
yes,
ever made.
easily.
I
Probably
agree.
second best Marvel movie made. Like I'd put it right behind Endgame.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And it's animated.
And it's
which is
animated.
awesome.
Oh my gosh, just the
And
presence of Spider-Ham.
and the dad was so perfect. Spider-Ham was brilliant, but the dad, I mean, just the scene of stop right there. I love you, Dad.
That's just a moment where in any other movie, it's like, why do we have that? But it comes, and when it comes back in the movie, oh man, I was in the theater, I was crying.
Oh,
It hit me like a train.
I got lucky. I watched it at home by myself.
Yeah.
So I didn't have that. Like, I don't know about you guys. It's probably just me. I can't cry in a movie theater, but at home, I might as well be sitting there with like a bowl of ice cream, sobbing like one of the women from Sex and the City. I mean, it is full on like. That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I just loved how great a dad he was, and every beat with him in that movie works.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it yet, it's
See
going to be
it.
on Netflix soon. You have no excuse.
Briefly.
Go watch
Briefly.
it.
It'll only briefly be on Netflix.
Until the streaming war breaks out.
Until
Become
Disney
the
Plus.
streaming wars have.
Oh God, I never thought of it. We're actually heading to the future of Demolition Man. Except for it's not going to be the fast food wars. It's going to be the streaming wars.
Yep.
There's going to be dedicated soldiers for Hulu. I'm part of the 33rd Hulu regiment.
I might actually enlist in that one.
We're here to kill Netflix.
Yeah.
What?
Look out, there's HBO streamers.
All right, next one I'm going to mention is a Kick-Ass Dad.
Kick-Ass Dad.
Big Daddy.
Yes. Big Daddy.
In Kick-Ass, played by Nicolas Cage.
More like ass kick
Yeah.
instead.
One of the coolest dads out there. Trains his daughter to be an assassin at like the age of 5. And she's
Do you
a
really
badass.
qualify him as a cool dad?
Hell yeah.
Because
I want him to be my dad.
I rewatched that a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I came out of it totally different than I did the first few times I watched it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the most sick thing I've ever seen in my life. No, the dad.
Yeah.
As a human being, he is the worst dad in the history of bad dads. Like, he takes abuse to a whole new level. He's shooting his freaking daughter against her will. I mean, like, that didn't occur to me the first time. That she's like, no, Dad, I think I've had enough. Are you sure? I'll get you some ice cream. Like, what the hell?
I think it's all in the dark humor of it.
It is in the dark
it does
humor
blend
of it.
into
But at
the-
the same time, like, you watch the end result, and she's sick.
Oh, she's messed up in the head.
Yeah.
And that comes out more in the comic books.
In the comic,
Oh, yeah.
he's
Yeah.
in the comic. He's
Especially in the Hit Girl
way
comic.
more
Yeah.
sad and decrepit.
Yeah,
Right.
and in the Hit Girl comic, she's a lot more messed up.
Yeah.
A lot more.
And I always love how when Nicolas Cage goes switch to kryptonite. I love that whole sequence. That's my favorite scene in that whole movie. Is just the way it's shot. It's so cool.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful scene.
No, really not a good dad, but
I think he's the
I
best
think it's
dad.
pretty sweet that he
Of
taught
course
his
you do,
daughter
Nick.
martial arts and bought her all these guns and
He
knives
shot
and
her.
swords
He bought
and
her
shit.
ice cream.
Yeah.
He bought her ice cream. I guarantee you he bought her comic books.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
He shoots her
And
and
then
then
more
makes
weapons.
he makes her pay for
I don't
the
know.
ice
I'd
cream.
take that, Dad. I'm on. I didn't see the movie, but
Yeah, I mean,
I think it sounds cool.
you know, it's
Well,
escapism,
you gotta
like
watch
any
it
of the other
sometime.
ones.
The movie's a fucking trip. It's
Yeah.
excellent movie. But yeah, like, I don't know why. Like I said, the first like 3 or 4 times I watched it, I'm like, he's trying so hard to be a good dad. And then I rewatch it and I'm like, wow, he's flawed.
I think my takeaway from it is he doesn't know how to be a dad, but what he knows how to be is an assassin and a killer, just
But he's
like
a
in
cop!
the professional, you know, like he's training this young child to follow in his footsteps.
I just think it's hysterical because if you pay attention, he was a cop.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was not a hitman.
yeah.
So instead of teaching her to actually follow in his footsteps of being a cop, he teaches her to become the bad guy and shoot
Yeah.
everything and
Yeah.
stuff.
Gotta act outside
And
the
kill
law.
everything. You need to see this movie,
You
Yeah,
Laura.
I want to
think
now.
you'd love it.
Yeah.
You'd love it.
It's one of my favorite comic book movies, and I
Yeah.
actually think it's probably one of the best comic book movies ever made.
Yeah.
It's
we
one of the
get a
most
lot of
accurate.
Yeah.
What's that?
By far one of the most accurate.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
close to what it would be like if there were real superheroes.
Right, right.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
be like, oh yeah, we're all having fun and quipping. It would be like these deranged psychopaths who dress up.
Yes.
It would be
Get
the Punisher.
Shit kicked out of them.
Punisher.
Exactly. The Punisher's terrifying in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. All right. Who's next?
Me. And,
All right.
and I'm going for an actual worst father of all time. Well, stepfather of
Uh-oh.
all time.
Oh, I know. Okay.
I'm going for Jerry Blake, played by Terry O'Quinn in The Stepfather.
Wow.
You want to talk about some messed up dads?
Yeah.
This guy might take. He's
cake.
up there with. He's up
Yeah.
there with Jack. He and Jack are good buddies.
Yeah, they have nice cookouts.
I love. I love that he makes it through the movie.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like those 80s slasher flicks, you're like, the slasher always dies kinda at the end. This one, they don't even pretend. Like,
Yeah.
They scare him off. He leaves. And he goes and marries somebody else with kids.
And then they make the stepfather, too.
Yeah.
And he's just as screwed up there. And Terry O'Quinn as the overbearing, uncomfortable stepfather is so perfect, it's disturbing. Because he seems like such a nice guy when you see him interviewed, period. But he does this be nice or else thing in it.
Yeah.
And you're just like...
you're always unease, even just
you're
in his
uncomfortable
presence.
anytime he's on screen.
Yeah.
Anytime. And it's magic.
And then in the third one, somebody else replaced him.
Yeah, then it's a different actor in the third one all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think they did like some like facial reconstruction surgery.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be the same character, but it's a different actor playing on it.
He got in a car accident or
He
something.
got in a car accident. And
Chucky maimed his face.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
just
yeah.
had a bad rhinoplasty. I would love it if in one of those sequels they're like, we just couldn't afford him.
So we got Jennifer Grey to play him this time.
Yeah, we got Jennifer Grey.
That's what they did. That's what they did for Darkman 2 and 3.
Really?
They actually admitted it. Like, yeah, we couldn't afford Liam Neeson anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, so in those movies, Darkman is always in
Yeah.
the
And although they reshot all of the old Liam Neeson scenes from the beginning and just put Arnold Vosloo in there in the explosions. And it's like, all right, well.
Yeah. Darkman is the only good one.
I never saw any
Return of
sequels.
Durant was excellent.
Is it really?
It's so bad. It's wonderful.
It's so bad. It's wonderful. All right, Mara.
Masterpiece.
Okay, I'm going to go with King Triton from The Little Mermaid. And I feel kind of like two ways on him because on one hand, I kind of think he's a jerk to her because he kind of just dismisses her and he's kind of like racist to humans. He really is prejudiced against Prince Eric. He thinks, all humans are fish eaters. You know? Yeah. Well,
I'm just picturing him just with like a really deep southern accent. I don't want no fish eaters here, Ariel.
That's what he does. He's like, he says, you think I want to see my youngest daughter on a fish eater's hook? And it's like, whoa. He doesn't even know if they eat fish.
Yeah,
you think I want her next to some tilapia?
And the other thing, too, I doubt a guy who eats fish is going to eat a mermaid, but I don't know.
Right.
Maybe
you realize she's really not a fish, right?
Yeah. She's got a fish tail. I don't.
Yeah.
So it's like
Sometimes.
So like the bottom of her body is like fish meat, but the top is whatever. Anyway.
It's like
Ariel, you need to wash that tail.
Yeah. It's a weird situation. Okay.
Yeah. It is.
that is quite the hygiene program.
I can't get too into like the biology
The
of
minutia.
of
Please don't.
mermaids, or else I'll go insane.
Yeah. That's what gets us taken off Facebook.
Yeah, really. I could think of some ways. Never mind. Anyway. King Triton.
Yeah.
Who's
Hi, Facebook censors.
Hey, Daddy Zuck, do you like this?
King Triton? He looks really good too. He's
He's got the most
he's a daddy.
majestic
He's
beard
zaddy
in
AF.
history.
anyway. Eventually, what I do like about him though is that, and why I think he's a good dad, is that he has these kind of, I guess, like outmoded, almost like prejudiced viewpoints, but in the end, he kind of sees he was wrong, and that like he should maybe like trust his daughter a little bit. Like she's not just some like idiot. She actually does have valid points, and
She's
like
not just a stupid fish.
yeah. And he's like, okay, well, I trust you, daughter. I'm gonna bless your life and your marriage.
Ariel, I was wrong.
And seeing
You're not a stupid fish after all.
You're not no stupid fish. I love my daughter. I love my half fish daughter.
He's a half fish too.
Yeah.
He's really prejudiced against himself. As I have deep-seated shame about my identity, Ariel.
He could. Maybe that's why he's so prejudiced against people with legs, because he feels really like something like
Duck Dynasty.
like he's like, I got these nice arms, I don't got nice legs.
He's even got the beard.
Yeah. He's like, like he's so just like, he's so masculine and.
That damn human certainly has nice calves.
Damn humans coming down here, taking my property.
He's Uncle Si.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I would pay for a whole movie if the Disney live-action remake was just that. Ariel, I don't want you around Lizzie. I don't want you around those land horse. It's Sling Blade. I don't like them humans. It's $1 million idea. Oh man.
Okay.
All right. Oh, I do have another dad.
Yeah.
I was still. I could just hear that voice in the back of my mind. Come on, Ariel. The other dad I was thinking of, because I rewatched Step Brothers the other day, and I love Richard Jenkins as John C. Reilly's dad. I think that's the most amazing performance. What I love about Adam McKay is that he makes these insane improv-like characters, but they still feel human. So there's a whole bit where Richard Jenkins is like, I wanted to be a dinosaur when I grew up. He says it with absolute sincerity.
Yeah.
He does.
Like
the movie is brilliant.
It's just like it's so dumb. It is the boats and hoes is the dumbest joke. It should not work.
But it does.
But it does.
It does.
And he's supportive, but he gets frustrated because he's basically taking care of two 40-year-old, 5-year-olds.
I just love the fact that the reason why Boats and Hoes works is it's two guys who know nothing about women.
Or boats.
And so the whole concept of them singing about either one is just like...
And it's nachos, and it's in my dad's boat. It's just those little details that Adam McKay is so great at. Just the minutia of just finding an element that just makes it slightly funnier. I love that dad. He's a supportive dad, but he's a tough but firm dad.
He always plays a good dad, though, too.
Mm-hmm. Richard Jenkins is always...
Yeah, because, he was the dead dad in 6 Feet Under.
Oh, yeah!
Remember? And, he's played a dad multiple times.
Yeah.
He's just another one of those guys that can just, do anything, and you always feel like, I can hang out with this guy.
There's a dadly warmth to him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds so gross. There's a dadly warmth to him. So good that we have Sling Blade as the fifth person on this podcast.
Gotta get Billy Bob Thornton in here.
My favorite movie dad. My favorite movie dad is Mufasa from Lion King.
All right, the next one that I'm going to throw out there is another different dad, but he is definitely a protective dad. I despise the last two of these movies, but Liam Neeson as Brian Mills in Taken, he is dad at all costs.
He's like, I don't know you.
He's got a special set of skills, and it's protecting his daughter.
That's true.
Actually, I would like to say that he actually has a special set of skills. It's not being there when his daughter gets kidnapped.
Seriously, although to be fair, though, the first time is excusable, but 2 more times, come on.
Yeah, it's at that point.
I love in Taken 3. There's one part of the movie I love just as an editor, where there's a shot where Liam Neeson he hops over a fence, and I counted, there's 10 cuts in the second of 5 seconds.
Oh, you posted that once.
Yes, I did. And because I was like, people need to see this.
Wait, no. And and I'm sitting there, I'm counting. I'm like, oh my god, there is 10 cuts in this one.
I love watching it. When I saw that movie,
how many cameras? I think it was 3 cameras.
That is a 3-camera setup, at least.
And 3 cameras for jumping over a fence.
And it's like someone edited it drunk. Someone's like, all right, we got 3 weeks
Wasn't the
We gotta
first
cut
one the
this
daughter,
movie.
the second one the daughter, and the third one the mom?
No, the mom. The
Mom was in the second one.
yeah, the
with
mom gets
the daughter,
Yeah, but then
Okay.
the mom,
and the mom gets murdered, right?
yeah, she
Yeah.
gets murdered in the third one.
I hate when they do that too. I hate when like you get these characters for a while and then like they go through all this shit and then all of a sudden like, oh, we're gonna kill him now.
Yeah, they're like,
We need-
Famiki Jackson only had 1 day of availability.
Yeah,
so
we gotta
she's
kill her.
Dead.
You're dead. But no, these are not great movies by any means. I think the first one was actually really good and
The first
kind
one
of
was intense.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it kind of
I really like the first one.
it kind of got Liam Neeson into that
Into the action dad
the
mode.
action thing, Now he's kind of typecast in this
Yeah.
stuff. It's like almost all he's doing. But I kind of liked him in the first one. I think in the next two he kind of became a caricature of the first one, but he's a protective dad trying to save his daughter against, foreigners that are doing bad
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Always weird Eastern European guys.
of course.
Because it's Locke Benson. You gotta.
Yeah. All right. What do you got, Trevor?
You're gonna like this one. I just can't remember the.
You each get one more, and then we're done.
I can't remember the actor's name now, which is killing me. The dad from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I always loved him.
John Saxon.
Saxon, thank you. I'm just going John. I kept on calling him
Snow.
John Sayles.
Forgot about him. Yeah.
I kept on to say John Sayles. So,
Yeah.
yeah. John Saxon in those is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
cool.
the first one, he's kind of the absentee dad that's yelling about, well, how could you let her do this? How could you let her do whatever? And then, but by the time, what was it, the third one,
Yeah.
where they go out to the auto graveyard and dig up the skeleton, and he was great by then. And then even better was him playing John Saxon, who still treats the actress as his daughter in New Nightmare.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love that movie.
That is.
New Nightmare?
I think
I like
that's
that
my
one.
Yeah.
favorite.
Oh, New Nightmare is
I like them all except for
Top.
2.
Yeah.
I love 2 for one reason, and I love it for the reason that the director loved making it. I love it as the homosexual awakening
Of course.
movie it is.
Yeah, it's very
I think that's.
homoerotic.
I think that's. An
I love
interesting
it as that.
aspect of it.
Yeah.
I
That's-
don't love it as a Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
Yeah.
But I love it for what it is.
I do
as
too.
that.
That's like the best part of it.
I love that.
But the
that's
whole
in
time I'm
there.
still like, come on, where's Freddy? Where's Freddy?
Right,
and then
right.
he's just not in it enough.
Yeah.
Although, the dance sequence up in the upstairs bedroom is one of the best.
I also
scenes in any
like the
Nightmare on
I
Elm
like the
Street.
pool scene too.
The pool scene's great.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
But yeah, I mean, John Saxon, I think, is just he is that dad that is willing to do almost anything for his daughter, and it drives him literally to drinking and to self destruction. But that's nothing compared to him helping his daughter continually. It's good shit.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, which is very like grimy. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I really don't like about that movie, like I think I'm fine with it in the series, and I know we discussed this at length before, but like at the end, like the demon creatures and stuff,
Yeah,
like it doesn't fit in the context of Freddy. Like where did this all of a sudden
Yeah.
come from?
Well, there's several of those moments though throughout the series where you're like, wait, he's this now? Wait,
Yeah.
he's this now?
Yeah.
He's this? Like, what the hell is he? Like
Yeah.
they could not make up their
Yeah.
minds with the
But
series.
for the second one, it does kind of seem like it's an outlier though.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely the outlier. It's definitely the outlier.
Agreed. All right, Mara, what's your next one?
Okay, I'm gonna quickly look at my list. I have a bunch on my. I was surprised at all the ones I thought of. Okay, I'm gonna talk about. The first one I thought of when I was like, okay, good fathers was Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando,
Oh, fuck yeah.
yes.
and I just Alyssa Milano, I love her.
Me
Just
too.
Anything
great
she
in that.
does, I know, and I love their chemistry together, and I just.
I even
just
like
trying
Ray
to-
Don
Yeah.
Chong in that one.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
she's really good in that movie too. That's I didn't expect to actually like that movie when I saw it.
I love that movie.
and
yeah.
now it's my husband Mike's favorite movie of all time.
Oh, is it?
And so when I first started dating him forever ago, he's like, "It's my favorite," and I was shocked because I was like, "You do not seem like this type of guy who likes dumb action movies." And I watched it with him, and I was like, "Oh, this is a good movie." Okay.
Yeah, it's a good dumb action movie.
Yeah, it is. It's like it's kind of like it is what it is, but it's the best of
And then you look,
like
you
that
look
type,
at the
you know.
cast, like the supporting cast.
David
for it's
Patrick
even really
Kelly.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Is
God.
he? Which one's
He's
he?
what's-
Is he
what
the guy from the Warriors?
Yes,
And-
yes.
Yeah.
I loved. Oh man.
And the Crow.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Those
Twin
three
Peaks, yep.
roles, those three roles by itself is enough for a career, as far as
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
concerned.
yeah.
Yeah.
And those are like not huge roles, but like
But he owns-
iconic.
And then you throw
Yeah.
in Dreamscape, and you're like, "Woo, this guy's awesome!"
Yeah. He's good in that.
You know what's funny? I found out about him. Giant hippie, giant hippie, and he was actually just doing hair on Broadway in New York when Hill came to him to do the Warriors,
Really.
and he was like, "No, I'm not interested. No, that's not who I am." And they're like, "We'll pay you a lot of money, and you get to show everybody a different side of yourself." And he's like, "Okay."
He's great. He was so good in Twin Peaks: The Return.
Yeah, he was. He really had a fun part.
I loved that.
Yeah.
I remember the first
Loved
time I
it.
saw Commando.
I saw it in the theater.
Me too. I saw
yeah.
it with my dad. We were up north at our cabin, and it was like raining out that day or something. We're like, ooh, new Schwarzenegger movie. And like we went and saw it. And I remember the first time seeing it being like when the Porsche flips over and then he flips it back over, there's like no damage to the right side of the car. Like we were literally in the theater the first time picking this stuff apart. Oh, look, you can see the wire on his foot when he's holding him. You said you'd kill me last. I lied.
I lied.
Yeah.
The one thing that always blows my mind in that movie, like you're used to Arnie being huge and ripped. There's that scene of him pulling the boat to shore, and you realize that he has like a 22-inch waist. And he is literally just a giant V.
Yeah.
Like that's all he is. His waist is just this tiny thing, and then all this
Huge shoulders.
massive muscle
Yeah.
coming off of it. And like the first time I noticed that, I'm like, oh, that's not a normal human build, but that's impressive as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they put him in the movies.
It is.
Yeah, I know. He is like he's so huge.
But that's
like,
the most ripped I think I ever saw him.
He was massive.
Yeah,
man.
he was really big in that movie.
Let off some steam.
Yeah.
You know, I
It's-
interviewed Vernon Wells
Really?
a couple years back. Yeah,
Really?
that's on the site too. Talk about an amazing person.
Vernon Wells.
Yeah.
He's
He played the villain in Commando,
Bennett.
but he was also in The Road Warrior too.
Oh yeah.
He's played the villain
Come
for
on,
most of his life,
Matrix.
and then of course he was in Weird Science,
Yeah.
playing the same character as from The Road Warrior,
Yep.
basically.
Yep.
So yeah, cool guy.
a bunch of tossers who wear bras on their heads.
All right, Liam.
See, I've been thinking about a good dad, and I was watching the Coen Brothers True Grit, and I always liked Rooster Cogburn. I think because this girl, she lost her dad, and he's like, you know what? Let's go get the guy who killed your dad.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I'm also going to take care of you. I got you. And that's what you need. If you don't have a dad, you need a surrogate dad who will let you go hunt down the person who killed your dad.
Yeah. That's a good one. I never saw the original. I really wanted to.
I've never heard truer words spoken out of your mouth. Nobody killed my dad yet, but I'm going to find somebody.
You're going to find someone to
That's
do
gonna-
it.
To kill your dad.
to
and
kill
then,
my dad.
And then
You gotta
kill
go-
him.
And then I'm going to go
You gotta
find
go
a guy to help me find
gotta
the
go get
guy
Jeff Bridges to
that
do
I
it.
hired to
Tell
kill
you
my
what,
dad.
I'll tell you what. I'll kill you.
Okay.
Or no, Liam will kill you,
Okay.
and then I will come over here and help your daughters hunt down him.
That's true. And it's going
It's
to
a
be a
plan.
podcast.
And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we can
and we'll
monetize
broadcast
it.
it all live.
It's going to be a Facebook Live event. I am ready to
We
die
gotta do it
for
on
art.
we gotta do it on Sunday though.
You're
Sunday,
ready to die.
that's
For,
true.
I don't know if I'm ready to.
I'm ready to die for the
Sunday.
gram.
Sunday's a good day to die.
I'm ready to die for the gram. Sponsorships. We got a Periscope going. We got cotton candy. We're ready to go.
had cotton
we
candy.
need Liam on the show a lot more.
He's going to be home now for the summer. So Liam's going to be here a lot.
All right.
Yeah.
Yay.
Because I honestly haven't laughed this hard in months.
He's good for that.
I'm so happy to.
Well, I know
be here.
he actually
Yeah.
makes me laugh on Facebook too, and not you always intentionally, but he
Well, sometimes you just have to look at him and
It's
you
just
laugh.
that, yeah. It's a natural comedy.
it is. It is.
All right, are we done?
Yes,
Yeah.
Daddy.
Yes, Daddy.
Yes, Daddy.
Daddy.
I like how we all said it in different ways. Like he said it in like genuine dad way. You said it in kind of dirty way, and I went full like,
Yeah.
yes, Daddy.
Yes, Master.
All right.
Yes, Daddy.
We can promise we'll be back next week. We're going to be better about this. We're going to try to get some shows.
week.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know what we're doing, but I think we've got a couple ideas doing. So, thanks for watching.
Sling Blade. Thanks for coming to the podcast zone.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you visit www.slingblade.com.
Follow me on Twitter as
Happy Daddy's Day.
Sling69.
Goodbye.
Follow me on Twitch. I'm a video game streamer now. I play Fortnite.
Visit us at www.themoviesleuth.com and find The Movie Sleuth on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and iTunes.